Nope.
Oh, we're live, are we?
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, it usually pops up. Hello, YouTube. This is Beedrew1111, gamertag Beedrew93,
Crispy Chris 62, your gaming gentleman.
and together we are the Welsh Crisp. Now, hello and welcome back to the Welsh Crisp Show, the Anton Deck of YouTube. It has been 2 weeks since our last podcast. I've already explained why I've been busy and stuff like that, and Chris has been busy also.
No, absolutely not.
I got to rope him into the blame, okay? But no, we're back, and we're buzzing to be back, and we're going to be talking about the latest. We've already done an episode called The Latest, but this is the latest 2. I did a 3 then, 2. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about here, but before we get started, me and Chris would like to throw a massive apology for the hour and a half late show. It was meant to be, we were meant to bloody go live at 8:30, but God knows what was going on with the Google Hangouts. Me and Chris have been tearing our hair out bloody trying to get it to work, haven't we, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. You won't believe how much trouble we've been in. It's been a pain, but we finally got it done, and this is going live. So it's going to be really cool.
No, it is going to be cool. So, well, without further ado, because it's already gone on late enough,
Yeah.
I'll pass you over to my tea drinking, although recently coffee drinking, smiling, headset wearing, Google Plus Hangout draping
Yeah.
over there. Go on, Chris, what's the first topic?
Well, first up, like I said, I did promise a few people that I was going to give them shout-outs on the Welsh and Crisp. And Stefan Blythe, Del Boy, or Del Poi, check out his YouTube channel. It'll be linked in the description. He's an amazing guy and part of the Microbox crew, and just got recently promoted to admin of Extreme Xbox Gamers. So please check him out. Also, Xbox God, he really wants to see our podcast. But when I last spoke to him, he said that he can't watch it because he has to come out of school or something. So, well, now we can watch it because of our delay. So, it's very good. So yeah, those are my shout outs. And so without further ado, let's get into it. Right, our first topic is I really wanted to explore is recently we've been having. This is a topic that IGN has discussed in GameSpot, and that is about sort of remasters in games. Now, as we all know, there's been a variety of remasters, like Tomb Raider, Borderlands Handsome Collection, Halo, I would count as a remaster. All these remasters, Sleeping Dogs, you had, and some remasters like Sleeping Dogs didn't really need a remaster, and Grand Theft Auto 5 as well. But we are getting a lot of these remasters. Now the question is this the remastered generation? Are we going to see more remasters to come? I just don't know, but I've sort of wished that there's certain remasters that I wouldn't mind, like Modern Warfare 1, a remake or something like that. But I don't want games to be constantly remastered. I mean, it is like the Hollywood, as IGN put it now, with the constant remakes, reboots, and refreshes of movies. But now it's making its way to the games industry. And I don't know about you, but I think it kind of gets annoying. While I wish developers focusing on bringing new IP and new games rather than bringing old games to this next generation platform. What do you think of that?
Well, personally, I think ultimately that they should definitely be, before anything else, concentrating on new IPs. Like, example, Black Tusk Studio. A lot of people are requesting a remake of the Gears of War trilogy. But me personally, not that I don't want to see that happen, but I would much rather see an announcement and trailer or gameplay footage or some kind of just something about the new Gears of War games, Gears of War 4 and onwards. That's what I'd like to see. I've purchased a new generation console to experience new things. But if developers are adamant on doing remakes, I'd rather them not waste our time or money. I'd rather like games like Halo, Mass Effect, Gears of War, classics, like absolute classics. I don't mind them putting the hours in to remastering it for like an anniversary edition. But all these other games like Sleeping Dogs and Black Flag and all these games that, were great, but I wouldn't personally warrant them being good enough for a remake. I think that they should just write the software on the Xbox to allow you to play that particular 360 game on your Xbox.
Yeah, and this leads to my other topic, was about that when we're seeing these remasters, basically, if Xbox One had backwards compatibility, all these remasters we wouldn't want, really. If Grand Theft Auto 5 could be backwards compatibility with Xbox One and 360, these remasters wouldn't really exist, but they do. And backwards compatibility will solve all those problems that people want to play their amazing games on the 360, and well, they don't, because it's not on the Xbox One, so they'll have to remaster it. And I just think we're in this time where we're getting loads of remasters, and I think it should stop. I really do. Yeah, like the Halo collection, that was a remaster a collection that really needed to happen. Granted, 1 and 2 specifically needed that treatment, and we did get Halo 2 Anniversary, which is a 10-year-old game, which definitely, to me, any 10-year-old game needs a sort of a reboot and a remaster and a collection, and especially as big as the flagship series that Microsoft is Halo, so it really does need some sort of a remaster or collection, and that includes all the games for Halo, and including the different ones, Halo ODST, and that's going to be really good. That comes.
Another thing, though, I find with remasters, they should only remaster games that have been completely lost. Like Halo 1 and 2, there are so many people I know that haven't played them, hence why the Halo Master Chief Collection was such a good idea. Because for my girlfriend's cousin, he's 10. He's only ever played Halo 3 and 4 until the Master Chief Collection, where he's now played 1, 2, 3, and 4, which it's perfect. Like for that reason, it's brilliant. Say they remaster the original Rayman game or the original Banjo-Kazooie or something along those lines. It wouldn't be. That's a good idea because it's a game that's been lost in history and remade. Whereas a game that was out 2 years ago.
Brings it to a fresh audience. Like a lot of what movies are doing now are sort of when they did Spider-Man remake. I know that was a bit more recent, but they also do some remakes that they're going to modernize it to do it for the younger audience, to make it refresh. Because some of the younger people may not know some of the older games that we all got to play, and now they're being brought up with Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, when we had to get our original Xbox to play Halo 1 and 2 and get our 360. Well, they have the entire collection on their Xbox One. So, it's just it's a refresher for them.
No, mate, totally, and that's what it should be. These games that have been out on the 360, it's like, no. End of the day, if you want to play that game badly enough, just go buy it for your 360, because it's not like the 360 or the PlayStation 3 has completely been lost in time, like a Sega Mega Drive or Super Nintendo. It's still more than easy enough to purchase and get that game, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for a developer to spend good hard-earned good money and time on a remaster when they could be working on new IPs, it just seems a pointless waste of time for me.
Yeah.
Like it's just not justified. Like the odd game is like we just said, Halo. There's kids that even I know, my girlfriend's cousin, who would never have experienced the campaign of Halo 1 and 2 without the Master Chief Collection. So fantastic. It's fulfilled its task. But games like Black Flag remastered and Sleeping Dogs remastered, pointless to me, because if you wanted to play those games badly enough, just play on the last generation. It's not, you're not going to miss out on much. It's an old game. Play it.
Exactly. And some collections that I actually didn't mind coming to the Xbox One is the Borderlands collection, because I actually always wanted to play that, and I didn't get the opportunity because I kind of left 360 behind, as what most people do. They just leave as soon as they get a new console. They tend to just never buy a 360 game again, which I don't. So yeah, and some remasters I would like, and has just come on to note, is Alan Wake remaster. Microsoft are interested in people to get an Alan Wake remaster as a pre-order incentive for the new Quantum Break by Remedy Entertainment. Now, I don't know if you played Alan Wake.
I played the demo when the demo came out, but I like the concept. Like, what in the writer, and it's like it uses light against the black
darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an absolutely fantastic game, and it absolutely looked gorgeous. Till this day, if you get Alan Wake, I pledge everyone to buy it. It's probably cheap now on Xbox Store. I don't know quite how much it is, but it's an absolutely fantastic. It's a history of gaming, because it was told in this sort of like a really story-driven, as if you were watching a film. But it was really, the graphics were absolutely amazing, but the storytelling in that game was phenomenal. It was so mind-boggling, and you really was drawn into this story about you're just one person fighting out of an entire town consumed by this entity called the darkness, and it plagued me. In fact, so much so that after I played Alan Wake, a known fact, after I played Alan Wake, I actually went out and I got a notepad and started writing everything that happened in Alan Wake, right? So I could just understand the story a little bit better. And I was just consumed in that game. It took me, it took me and gobbled me up. And that is a game that is time-consuming, and that is a game that you can really put yourself into. And I pledge everyone to play Alan Wake. And now that's quite fantastic, because with the new Quantum Break, now that's all about the storytelling. Remedy Entertainment's always been about the driven story narrative, and I would absolutely love a remaster of Alan Wake. Now, some may say it's too recent for a remaster, and I understand that. There is some people that, like, to me, I wouldn't say this is a pointless remake. I would say it's a remake that quite a lot of people really want. And if quite a lot of people really want it, then do it. But what I do not want you to do is for people who are working on Quantum Break to not work on their new game and go back to Alan Wake Remaster. I don't want that to happen. If you have spare staff, then let them work on Alan Wake Remaster. Don't take a few from that game and then work out on a remastered game. Just focus on your new Quantum Break coming exclusively to Xbox One. I cannot wait for that game. What about you?
No, you're right, mate. Everything you just said, spot on. Because like some remasters, I can completely agree with because of convenience. Like the Tomb Raider game, stuff like that. I never played them, so when they remake that, that's good. Mass Effect, apparently they're going to remake the trilogy. Borderlands, I never played Borderlands. So certain games, unlike you, now that I've gone to Xbox One, I doubt I will ever put the 360 game again. So, because I've got no reason to buy a 360 game ever again, for certain games, like if they're going to make a Mass Effect 4, and I haven't played the original 3, it'd be nice and quite convenient for them to... That's another one, that's the main one here, and you're going to love me for saying this, but Batman. The newest
I was just
one,
about to mention it, yeah.
The newest one's Arkham City, isn't it?
Oh, well, what do you mean? The newest one for Xbox One or 360?
The newest one for Xbox One that's coming out soon.
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight. And they're going to release the remastered for Xbox One and PS4, the games previous to that, aren't they? So basically, people can buy and play all three or all four. How many are there?
Well, actually, they wouldn't be able to do it previously. Apparently, it's coming in December, which would be after Arkham Knight. So, a bit weird. Yeah.
Still, though, it's not too bad. It's at least it makes people focus on the new game, not the old.
Yeah,
which is
and it also and it brings it to a fresher audience that may not have played Arkham Asylum, which is a perfect game, and it started the entire Batman series. and then Batman Arkham City, which is absolutely fantastic game, and then of course Batman Arkham Knight, the next gen Batman, and I think they're absolutely fantastic games. But to be honest, in theory, I don't think they need a remaster. In all fairness, you can get a collection. I've seen it, a collection for the 360, like which has Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, and Arkham City. And I don't understand why they would remaster, because it looks absolutely fantastic on the 360. I mean, Batman Arkham City looks like the games that are on the Xbox now. It looks fantastic, and I don't understand why you would remaster it.
Well, I know what you're saying, but then also you've got to give them the credit where it's due. That is a perfect example of the company working on the new IP before they remaster, because obviously the remaster, usually you'd think the remaster would come before, but what they're doing, they're obviously releasing their new game, and they want people to buy their new game first, and then up the line December time they're going to release the remaster of the games.
Yeah,
so that's pretty good actually.
Yeah, and talking of that, when they remaster, not to discourage them, but when they did the Halo Master Chief collection, in all fairness, they wanted that before Halo 5 came out, so everyone knows the story of Master Chief, and then they play Halo 5. But because of that rush to get this collection all together at Christmas time, there were so many bugs that came with the Halo Master Chief collection. We've experienced them. Multiplayer was absolutely mad. It's quite good now. Would you agree? I think it's playable. I quite like it.
Oh, mate, it's more or less fixed. It's just the little things that need tweaking, like the party system but apart from that, it's more. I'd say it's 95% fixed.
Yeah, I think they did rush it a bit. You know, to be honest, it would still be okay if the Master Chief collection released now. To be honest, I mean, it would just be on time for Halo 5, but. I don't know. I think they did rush it in time for Christmas, but hopefully, you know, Halo 5 is going to be absolutely amazing. They had a beta so early. I think it's the only game that's had a beta so early, so you can tell multiplayer is going to be affected when Halo 5 comes out.
Oh, mate, definitely. I can't wait for that game. Again, I don't want to go too off topic, because I could literally talk for about 5 hours about how excited I am about Halo 5.
Well, you seen that new Halo Hunt the Truth teaser and the new trailer coming? Would you like to say that?
No, I can't wait, mate. And to top it off, the new trailer is going to be coming out the night of The Walking Dead's finale.
Oh, yes. What's that T-shirt say? What does that jumper say? Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
I didn't notice that.
Fight the dead, fear the living. It's only my favourite hoodie. But no, Halo. Can't wait.
Yeah, I know it's going to be amazing. I think we'll see a teaser of. Apparently, we're going to see some sort of teaser where Agent Locke meets Master Chief. So that would be quite exciting if that happens. Or maybe they'll wait until E3 to announce that. It's got to be awesome, whatever.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, I know for a fact that we're going to see a live-action trailer, story trailer, the night of the Walking Dead finale. It's going to be. Apparently, they made a deal with AMC or something to do a TV spot, live-action story trailer for Halo 5, on one of the adverts in between.
Oh, it's live action. Oh.
Yeah, live-action story trailer, and apparently we're going to see Agent Locke from the Nightfall series in it, the actor.
Oh, that's very cool. I actually cannot wait for that. Right, my next topic is something that I really want to talk about, and it's a recent game that many of you people out there may have had this game or may not have just yet and are on the fence about this game, and that is Battlefield Hardline. I don't think Bowen's got it yet, but
no, I will when I get paid. I get paid in T-minus 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Actually get it in my bank and then I can buy it.
Well, you can always rob a vault, right? Well, it's an absolutely fantastic game. Battlefield Hardline, I did my review on the channel, And well, it's not really a review, sort of impressions, because I didn't want to spoil it for you, because it's an absolutely brilliant game. A lot of people were saying it is an add-on or there's lack of content, but to be honest, I'm happy I purchased that game. I've got my experience of Battlefield, and it's a Battlefield to me is the perfect first-person shooter. It's been there for a long time, and to me, I do sort of prefer it better than Call of Duty in some ways, and then some ways I don't. But Battlefield Hardline really has that fast experience that you don't really expect from a Battlefield game, and then it adds on that, and I think it's really good. And the single player is fantastic, even though it's really quite very cheesy, and it goes in completely different directions where you don't expect it. And you play as this cop, Nick Mendoza, I think it is, and it is absolutely brilliant. He's trying to bring other cops to justice, and there's so many amazing cheesy cop storylines set up like a Netflix installment, right? And it's absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it, and it's mad. I mean, it is Battlefield crazy, as you can expect, explosions after explosions. And what really I like about Battlefield Hardline is that it does sort of the stealth take towards Battlefield Hardline. You have sort of two options. No, you actually have three options. You have one to go stealth, absolutely stealth, really silently, and then take out the cops, or go around the entire map and circle and then go inwards, and that's really good. And that's the approach I take. You also have the guns blazing, Bruce Willis, chopper flying, blowing up stuff away, and that's quite a lot of people choose that option. Or you can literally go absolutely kamikaze with like everything. You could blow up the entire map and destroy everyone, and it's absolutely fantastic. And the multiplayer is what people crave for, and guaranteed, I do say that it may be very different for people going from Battlefield 4 to Battlefield Hardline, but to anyone who hasn't played a Battlefield game, I really suggest that you sort of play Battlefield 4 before you get Battlefield Hardline. It's really fantastic. Multiplayer is good, and the modes are really good. And one of my favourite is Blood Money, because that really sort of adds objectives towards it. I won't tell you much because I did my review impressions video. It's really good, and I can't wait until you play it, Bowen. I cannot wait for you guys to play it. You can play it. My gamer tag is of course ChrisPico62 and Biju1111. So it's going to be fantastic. Right, so I brought up Battlefield Hardline because it's using the DICE engine. Now, to me, Battlefield Hardline is showing signs of aging. I don't feel that it's a next-generation game. Now, some people say, why'd you say this? Now, guaranteed, when I played the single player and the multiplayer, the lighting is good. And that sort of shows that it's kind of next-gen, but completely other than that. 780p. I know graphics isn't all about everything, but in this case, anti-aliasing is a big factor. And you're looking at a telephone pole, and it will just go like this and shimmer out the page. You don't know what you're aiming at. Is that a human? Is that a bird? I don't know what, but it just shimmers off the page, and that's quite annoying, right? So I really want a Battlefield game that's solely put on next generation consoles, because that would be amazing. And as we all know, with Star Wars Battlefront coming soon with the DICE engine, and neglecting Xbox 360 and PS3, thank God. Please leave them behind at the airport, move forward. It's bringing down our games. See, Battlefield Hardline would be very good, in my opinion, if they did not bring Battlefield Hardline to 360 and PS3. As we all know, EA is like having a fishing net for our customers. It's grabbing that money. It's pulling in all that money. It has money on its mind. It doesn't really care about its customers, and that does sort of show with Battlefield Hardline. I mean, everything's sort of purchasable through battle packs, content, DLC expansion packs, all these upgrade premium, that's what it's called, and it's really sort of money grabbing. And I did feel that it's probably not quite worth that full price tag. But it's an awesome game. It just annoys me that the developers these days aren't utilizing the next generation console's hardware. And this is when our next topic comes in, so Bowen can talk. And so this is about DirectX 12 and how I think it would be a very great benefit to the Xbox One. But it's only a benefit to the Xbox One if developers use it. That's a no-brainer. The problem I have is that when DirectX 12 comes, developers probably won't be bothered to even use it. Why? Because they just develop their games for PC, and because they've got a solid game on PC, they say, oh, what? We have to make it for consoles? Time to get that extra money, and then just port it to the PlayStation and Xbox. And they don't really utilize the consoles, and that annoys me. Please, developers, what do you say about that?
Well, like, after listening to everything you just said, two things. One, the people behind Battlefield Hardline really dropped the bollock not utilizing next generation power, because the people at DICE making Battlefield Hardline had a really good opportunity, in my opinion, to show off the new generation, because Hardline plays brilliantly. I'm only judging it from the beta and from gameplay videos and from your impressions videos, and it looks fantastic. But not that I really care about graphics as a whole, but I do care about lazy development. And I do feel that they threw it on the shelves, half-baked, and it could have been a lot better, a lot worth. It could have been a better bang for buck. You know, people could have been more content with purchasing a game at that price and getting the full potential. And with that said, you just mentioned DirectX 12 and how developers won't that basically, because let's get one thing straight here. DirectX 12 isn't going to make the Xbox One unbelievable overnight, but what it will do is help developers utilize its full potential, which will inevitably bridge that gap, the whole 1080p argument, all that stuff. But also, like you said, when you have developers like DICE, who you have those kind of people out there who are willing to just chuck a game on the shelf, not its full potential, just for the money. That's why we might not see a lot of developers producing the best looking games.
Exactly.
As long as there's people like that out there who are willing to put Hardline out, 720p or 780p, as you said, instead of trying to push it to 9.
Yeah, they could definitely do it, push it, but the reason they gave out, and someone commented to them or something, that they didn't even decline, they didn't comment about why the resolution what it is, and they just said, oh, we're sorry, we're not going to comment on that. It was like, really, EA, you're not going to comment on that? It's pathetic, to be honest. I mean, I don't know how hard it is, because I'm not a developer myself. I'm not a game developer, but is it really that hard to get your game to be running at least 900p or at least that 1080p? But 780p on all the previous games that have come to the Xbox One, and you're bringing 780p to the table? I mean, just go.
No, well, I mean, I don't fully understand it. I mean, like, I only know what I know through reading. I'm not the most. I do not know the parts and components within the console. You have these PC people, PC elitists, techno gadget bloody people who know absolutely everything inside and out. I'm not one of those people.
The number people, the people who have peas for breakfast.
Yeah. Got to get those peas. But like, I've never been that way inclined. I don't know the ins and outs. But all I will say is, like, these developers, they're given tools and they either know how to use them or they don't. That's why any game by Microsoft Studios looks absolutely unbelievable and to the best of its possible ability. And even if it is only 900p, it looks better than most games in 1080p because they know what they're doing with the tools. Microsoft, the people in Microsoft are the best possible people on the planet in this industry that know what they're doing, and they know how to utilize their own hardware. Whereas a company like EA is told, right, use these tools that they're not entirely familiar with. yeah, that they're not entirely familiar with. They get it to a standard that they can reach like by themselves, and that's why sometimes you've heard of people at Microsoft going over to developers to help, like with Assassin's Creed Unity. I'm sure some people at Microsoft helped that game.
And they worked really well. That is a specific game that is utilised the Xbox One, and that's a fact. It's a fact that Assassin's Creed Unity runs better on the Xbox One. Not only that, but the CPU is where it's at with the Xbox One to render all those AI, and it is a fact that when Assassin's Creed Unity launched, it was running really smoothly on the Xbox One and really quite judgy on the PS4 and PC platforms. That's because it was sort of utilised for the Xbox One first before they put it on PlayStation 4 and PC.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You can only imagine the standard of the game that would have been if Microsoft hadn't stepped in. But obviously, the people at Microsoft helped because some of these developers. I think it's improved a whole lot now because the console has been out a good year or so that people are getting more familiar with the hardware. But at the beginning of the generation, we were finding developers, we were finding it very difficult. You know, you had like games like Forza that was 1080p 60 frames, and then you had like Call of Duty Ghosts and Battlefield 4, which was 720p, and it was like, why aren't you getting it to 1080p 900p? But it's because they didn't know how to, and this is why DirectX 12 will let these developers do this. But they just need to use it, otherwise they're going to be stuck at 720, 900p all the time.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is really annoying. And I hope when DirectX 12, we don't see this resolution debate no more. And I hope that when resolution debate dies down, and it will die down, that's a fact. And I just hope people get to the games, who choose a console whether it's exclusives and not this resolution debate, because it brings me on to my next topic. But first of all, there's that game, Fable Legends, first game to be fully DirectX 12 to be fully utilized, and everyone can experience DirectX 12 because that's a free-to-play game. Now, is it free-to-play so everyone gets a chance to see what DirectX 12 looks like? Now, that's quite a good question.
No, mate. That is a good question. And in my personal opinion, I think it is free to play for two key reasons. One, so everyone can witness for free at first hand, without having to spend a penny, what we've been waiting for all this time. Because it's one thing to see it on YouTube or see an interview where someone explains, but for free to be able to witness it in your living room or your bedroom or on your telly, that is a prize in itself. And for that reason, I do believe it's free to play, so we can witness it firsthand, DirectX 12. Secondly, because of this Windows 10 cross-platform thing, I think because we know that this is not only the first game to utilize DirectX 12, but it's also going to be the first game to allow cross-platform gaming between PC and Xbox. I believe that's the second reason as to why it's free to play, because they want as many people with PC and Xbox to download this game and to play it. They are, for me personally, the two only reasons. I can't think of any other ones that are worth mentioning, but I think they are the two main reasons why it'll be free to play.
Right, this just came to mind. My mind is that in some of the E3 demos, it's traditional, and now this is a fact, and it just came to me then that when I saw the E3 2014. Conferences, and when we saw all these games, and when they were demoed first, most of the games that we saw were demoed on the PlayStation 4 first. Now, if you go back to that conference, it is a fact about 6 or 7 out of 10 games were previewed on the PlayStation 4 rather than the Xbox One, and now that was a bit weird. Now, as we know, when we showed some, like Batman Arkham Knight was built first on the PlayStation 4. It was built first. Grand Theft Auto 5 was shown on the PlayStation 4. Final Fantasy has a sort of partnership with PlayStation as Japan, and Metal Gear Solid, that's Ground Zeroes, and Phantom Pain previewed on PlayStation 4. And then, if you just notice slightly, the games that have been on the PlayStation 4 have not looked exactly the same for Xbox One. Now, like Grand Theft Auto 5, there was sort of, even though they were both 1080p, it was graphically better on the PlayStation 4 than on the Xbox One. Metal Gear Ground Zeroes it was built on PlayStation 4 and it looked better on PlayStation 4 than the Xbox One. Final Fantasy, the new demo that is about a £60 demo, really high priced. You have to buy the old first Final Fantasy and then you get the demo. But that game was sort of Japan PlayStation 4, and now that has a low resolution for the Xbox One. I think that is still 720p or something like that. And it just goes to show, I think that these developers are solely purposed to work with PlayStation 4 and PlayStation, and then they don't really care about the other consoles. They just port it over what they can from PlayStation and don't actually switch it to make it fully work on the Xbox One. And I think that is quite a problem. And also the Xbox One side I see is games like The Witcher 3, Division, and Star Wars Battlefront appearing on, and Call of Duty appearing first all on the Xbox One. Now, when they release, we see Master and Assassin's Creed Unity as well. And when they all come on Xbox One, they run better on the Xbox One, they look better on the Xbox One, they achieve that high frame rate. Yet, when we see a demo of the game shown on PlayStation 4, it usually runs less on the Xbox One. When we see a demo on the Xbox One, it runs less on the PlayStation 4. Now tell me, am I going crazy?
Well, that first bit you said regarding all those first games, like Batman on the PS4 looking better and stuff like that. Unfortunately for Xbox, when we look at PlayStation versus Xbox, whether we like it or not that it bothers me personally, but whether we like it or not, the PlayStation 4 is the more powerful console, technically. And with that name comes the hype. And also with that said, the PlayStation 4 is notoriously better, and I mean by better, easier to develop games for. It has been said on numerous articles that the PlayStation 4's development kits are much easier to write games for, and that's why they're reaching 1080p a lot easier than the Xbox One.
Because that's what annoys me. That annoys me when I see demos. Like, it's never previewed on the Xbox One. I've never really, to be honest, I've never really seen a new demo that's been shown on the Xbox One. Like, this is gameplay from the Xbox One version. It's always, this is gameplay from the PlayStation 4. It's like, why can't you just switch it to Xbox One for a change? But that never happens. It's a bit weird.
Well, the thing is, though, it's like, I hate to say, I don't mind saying this. I'm not a fanboy here. I'm just honest. The PlayStation 4 is an easier console to write for, and technically is the better machine. And at the end of the day, if you were making a game that was cross-platform, and you wanted to show your game off, you are going to lean towards the console that's pushing the better resolution. Like, that's just a fact. I mean, even if the Xbox does generally make the better looking games, which in my opinion on a few occasions I do think the Xbox versions look better, but still, all the devs care about are the numbers, end of the day, and they're going to demo their games on the machine, that on the console that produces those numbers. But the beauty is, back to the whole DirectX 12 argument, DirectX 12 ultimately is going to make writing games for the Xbox One a lot easier, and a lot easier to develop, and a lot easier to build. So in time, we will most likely see the same sort of
treatment.
The same sort of treatment. Like, maybe it'll even itself out a bit. Maybe we'll see a bit more for Xbox, but it shouldn't be so one-sided.
Yeah, it should be biased against one side or the other, because that's, like I said, that annoyed me at E3 when, like, at Ubisoft conference and EA's conference, it was, the entire conference was just about showing first on PlayStation 4, but the two games that I'm really quite excited for is The Division and The Witcher 3, because they are partnered with Microsoft, or Microsoft has helped them, and they've got their eye on these developers to help make their games look great on the Xbox One. And that demo they showed at E3 was actual gameplay, where he shot the cans of paint and paint splattered on the bus, or like he shot a bullet through the window and the light started appearing through. Now that is what I call next gen. And if that happens to be looking like that on launch, hats off, I'll eat this microphone.
No, mate, you're right, and that's the thing. I've noticed it was the same with Assassin's Creed Unity, and it really did show in the end. But it seems to me that these massive titles that are cross-platform, huge AAA titles that we are expecting great things from, it seems Microsoft have got their foot in the door almost instantly. Like, they see a new game coming out cross-platform, and they obviously think, we want our console to be utilised. Let's get some of our men there and help out.
Yeah, they know what to look forward to. They because Microsoft does care about games now, with Phil Spencer being the head of Xbox, and now he does a lot of stuff now. Phil Spencer, he's a very busy man, busy for the best. He helps the community, as with Tip Podcast and all the others podcasts he does, Major Nelson and all of that. They sort of help the Xbox community, and they care about the gaming, and they know what people really like. So when Assassin's Creed Unity comes, or when the new Division or The Witcher 3, they cling on to those games because they know those games are what people are really excited for, and they all look graphically amazing as well, and that's really good. Right? Yeah.
Totally. You couldn't ask for better people. Like, I'm not taking anything away from PlayStation, but from what I've seen, as an investor, as a person who's made my investment into this machine, I could not be happier with the hardware that I've got, the games that I've got, the exclusives that I got, but then above everything, the feedback and community and the people behind this machine. I know it's in good hands. I know that the likes of Phil Spencer and the people at Microsoft are constantly pushing themselves to be the best, and that's why it will be the best console by the end of the generation, as was the 360, because it's always pushing to be the better machine. And at the moment you could say it's the underdog, which gives it that edge because everyone loves an underdog. And you've got the PlayStation, who at the moment, yes, they've got that mantle, they've got that name, the best console in Britain, and this, that, and the other, 20 million units sold. But
it's creeping up. Yeah, the Xbox One is like delivering the sucker punch.
Oh, exactly. Considering like a year ago, you'd have PlayStation fanboys like, ha ha ha, what a crap machine that is. You know, terrible. PlayStation is shitting all over it.
It's on par now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, in fairness, like, I hate to admit it, but the PlayStation fanboys were right at the time. Like, the PlayStation was quite simply shitting on the Xbox One, and the Xbox One was getting no airtime whatsoever. But now it's not the case at all. I mean, like,
when Phil Spencer got in charge, it lit.
No, literally, Phil Spencer, like, he's game changing. He is going to be the one that brings the Xbox to glory days again. I tell you now. Well, I'd say we already are there. I'd say that we are already there. But I think personally, the Xbox is the only console on the market that really is new generation.
See, I've got to be talking for ages. I've just got these new ideas coming to my mind. But have you downloaded the new update, and have you guys downloaded the new update for Xbox One today?
Oh, the one with the what's on the dashboard?
Yes. Do you want me to talk about it? You go, or do you?
Well, I'll tell you this much. I was actually going to do a video on it tomorrow morning, just a quick tutorial to show. So guys, just letting you know, if you're watching this, stay tuned in. Tomorrow I'll do a tutorial of the dashboard just to show you what me and Chris are going to talk about. But basically, it's been in America for so long. We're quite late in getting it. But what it basically is a trending page where if you've got your TV set up through your Xbox, like I do, it tells you the top 5 channels that people are watching all over the world or over Xbox Live or whatever. Like earlier, it had like Channel 4, Film 4, Channel 5. It had like some random channels, but they were the top 5 most watched. Then you've got like the 2 best clips on the Upload Studio going at that time. Yeah, the 2 best Twitch podcasts at the time trending. Then you've got like the most downloaded DLC trending. You've basically whatever's like the top rated thing at that particular time or in that day or within that hour or whatever, it is on this particular page. So you have home, friends,
What's on?
what's on, then you have like
Store.
or something like that, and basically this what's on is just a trending page, so keeps you in the loop with what's going on basically.
Yeah, I was absolutely amazed. I did a video about the April's update. I wasn't expecting the second series of update like the day after. I was expecting it like a couple of weeks down the line, not the day after. It was like what? Now I have to do 2 videos. No, it was just the first video really sort of well, the first update fixed about the party chat problems, and me and Bowen have had some party chat issues. I know Microbox has. And now we've got dedicated servers for the party chat, which means we'll probably never have a network issue, hopefully never again, so because it's on a dedicated server. Now, I'm not sure what that entirely means, but it's definitely benefiting.
I know what it means. I only know what this means because I remember the Gears of War days when everyone was begging for dedicated servers. But basically what it means is, whereas before, it's likely whoever the leader of the party was. So say we had an 8-man party and you were the leader. If your internet was being all buggy and crap, everyone would suffer. Whereas now, dedicated servers means that everyone individually in that party is running off their own Wi-Fi, off their own like network. So if your internet is being gay as hell, then it won't ruin anyone else's party chat experience. It'll only ruin your own. But which is brilliant. But I didn't know that. I knew that. That's what frustrates me. I've been doing tutorials for every update that the Xbox has had, but the first.
Yeah, these are secret updates that you can't do a tutorial on.
I know exactly. The first wave of updates, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even like show you because it was like achievements, wasn't it? Like when you
a description.
Yeah, it describes the achievement, so I kind of had to ponder and hope that I could find something to get an achievement to show, but I couldn't. The party chat, that speaks for itself, really. It needed improving. It was terrible.
Right.
It's that Blizzard score.
Yeah. Right, we also have the second update is Game Hubs. They also fixed that to include more content and make Games Hubs easier to find. I know that on Call of Duty you've got some really good game hubs, like for example that you need a squad or a clan to do a special mission and you're not sure where to find the right people or to find some good people to play a match with. You can easily go on this game hub, find the top leaderboard, like who has the most kills or prestige or which recommended you, and so you can click on that and then you partnered with someone. Or say if you really like broadcasts of a certain game, for example, this new game called Oddworld's Abe's Odyssey, new and tasty. I really want to get that game, but it's not out for UK. But it's not out for UK yet, so I'm watching the stream broadcasts. So I can easily go on the Game Hub for that, and then easily watch all the broadcasts straight from the Game Hub. And now that's really easy, and I quite like them. But also, we also have a really requested feature from the get-go, and is voice messages. Now, Xbox 360 had voice messages, and basically what this does is save you from typing, because believe me, it is like a pain to type with the Xbox One controller without that keypad. You used to have a keypad on the 360. I don't think you have one anymore. So voice messages, you've got to connect, you've got a microphone. It's really easy to do a voice message now. I think I don't know if I sent you one, Bowen, but you should receive it. So it's quite good. It's quite nice. Say if you were sending a message and didn't want to all type all the time, or you wanted someone to play with you and you don't want to type a message, you could easily do a voice message. So it's really, really nice and easy.
Oh, yeah, I used to use voice messaging all the time. It's so convenient. I love it. I think it's one of the better features that the 360 ever brought to it. And I'm glad the Xbox One is starting to adopt more 360 features. Because, well, don't get me wrong, I think by now we've pretty much caught up with everything that the 360 had, and we're going to be and we've got a lot more than the 360 ever had as well. It's definitely a machine that is growing by the month. But it's the simplest things, like the achievement description, the voice messaging, like eventually music in the background. It's things like that like I have wanted from the beginning, and I'm so glad they're coming. And again, feedback. You can't fault Microsoft. It's brilliant.
I know, and that's just quick. I'm coming to that. But also, what's on, as Bowen mentioned. Now, I was absolutely surprised with this what's on, because I was always envying the Americans because they had this what's on. I was like, Major Nelson, when is this coming to the United Kingdom? I was getting my fists ready. I was about to punch him, and then and then suddenly this April 2nd update came with the what's on, and as soon as I looked at it, I was absolutely amazed. Now, I was playing Battlefield Hardline, and something that I don't do, and I just discovered, even though I'd had the Xbox One since March last year, and I was watching 2.5 Men snapped with Battlefield Hardline, playing Battlefield Hardline and watching 2.5 Men. And it was simple. I easily got that through the What's On app. Now, it's so simple. I know the One Guide is quite simple as well. Yeah. But sometimes that may take a little time to load, because I have a lot of channels through Virgin. So this What's On app, it's there. It loads up straight away. So you just simply scroll, click Simpsons or 2.5 Men, and you're there, and you snap it, and you can play a game and watch it. And it's so easy, like Come Dine With Me, an English TV show about food. I was watching that, so it's really quite funny, and it's so good. That's what makes Xbox One so good, is that it cares for its customers. It cares for the Xbox community. You know, many people were like saying, why would you want to watch TV on your Xbox One? Why would you want your TV plugged in Xbox One? Or PlayStation 4 is never going to do that. Or why would you want to do that? Consoles are meant to play games, not watch TV. And to be honest, this is the best thing about the Xbox One, to be honest. One of the best things is the TV function. I use it day in, day out. I love the fact I can play a game and watch TV at the same time. I can play music and watch TV. I could do two things simultaneously with each other that you cannot do in another console.
No, mate, you're absolutely spot on. And that's the thing that annoys me. From the beginning, we've had PC, PlayStation people saying, oh, yeah, it's a TV machine. It's not even a gaming machine. And it's just like, no, you've got it all wrong. At least for me, I can speak for all gamers when I say that we love television as well. To be part of gaming, it's almost like in us all. We like our movies, we like our comic books, we like our TV shows. It's all part of the same thing. A lot of the games you play are from films or like
interconnected.
Yeah, exactly. And my point is, why wouldn't you want to be able to watch TV and play games at the same time? And if you're like a bit bored of watching, if you're a bit bored of playing Call of Duty and you just want to watch some Simpsons, you could put the Simpsons on but still be talking to your friends. It's that is one of the, like you said, Chris, that is one of the best things about the Xbox, is staying connected while doing all the things you love. Not just turn on, play a game, and that's it.
See, I know Bowen liked his rugby, so if there was like a rugby match going on, he could be watching that, and the other person, you could be in a party talking about it, and then like when there's touchdown and all sorts, they can talk about it and by watching it, and that experience is not available and only available on the Xbox One, and that's amazing.
Well, that's the thing. We literally, just off the top of my head, like I could be doing 3 things at once. I could be talking to you in party chat in the background, while having the Simpsons movie in the top right corner, whilst playing you on Halo. Like that's 3 things at once. Now you tell me, and you fanboys watching, if there's any of you watching, if you can literally look me in the eye and say that you would not do those things if you could, then you're lying hardcore. because those are great features that are only on the Xbox One.
Yeah, and that's why I chose the Xbox One to do those things. A lot of people have said to me, "Why would you want to do it?" And I said, "Why don't you come and have a look? It's absolutely fantastic." Right.
Also, can I just say one thing before you go on to the next topic? What people need to get in their heads, especially the fans, is just because the features are there, it doesn't mean you have to use them. It doesn't make the Xbox any less of a gaming machine. If you buy an Xbox strictly to play games on, that's fine. But I, for one, bought it for all the other features as well as gaming, and I'm very happy with my purchase.
Yeah, I'm very happy as well. It's absolutely brilliant. Well, with that, we'll bring it to a close. But first up, I just want to say, because of all these updates coming to the Xbox One, now I think Anchorman B said this. We are now gone to this point now where we've basically got most or nearly all of the updates that we requested. So the question is, if we're constantly getting these monthly updates, what more updates can we expect for the Xbox One? Now this is quite intriguing, because if we're getting all these updates, these screenshot feature, party chat features, we're getting so many updates constantly every month without fail. It begs the question of what else can they do?
Well, the answer to that, Chris, is literally whatever we want them to do, because they're only doing what we're asking for. So I'm sure if enough people asked for bloody, I don't know, like a certain application, like, do you know what, I can't even think off the top of my head.
Yeah, because they've all been done, yeah. So.
I know, so far, a lot of the things even I've requested have already been done. But I mean, literally, the possibilities are pretty endless. I mean, if somebody has an idea and requests it, they have just as much chance as anybody of it happening.
Yeah, I mean, when the Xbox One launched, I mean, I could have listed about 1,000 things what Xbox should have done, or what Xbox should update to do. Now it's quite a struggle to find something that the Xbox One needs or to update. And I think it's absolutely fantastic, their constant updates. I think maybe they will start to do updates less and less, but with the Xbox feedback, I don't actually see that happening, because there is still quite a lot of stuff on the Xbox feedback. Some insane stuff, some stuff that I don't think will be possible, like backwards compatibility and that. But still, amazing updates to come. I know one update I can think from the top of my head, and this is just really very picky, is that when you play Xbox with music on your Xbox, you still have that snap, and sometimes you don't really want that. I wish you could unsnap it and play music already. So that's just a nitpick, and I think there's many updates to come to the Xbox One, I think.
Yeah, frankly, I'd like to a feature I would like personally is to be able to, like, all the applications that you can snap if you wish, like YouTube, Internet Explorer, Xbox Music, Xbox Video, Twitch, any of them. Like Party Chat, because Party Chat is the only one I can think of that you can still talk to your friends, whether it's up on the right or not. So in other words, it works in the background. I'd like it if all of the snap features you could use while in the background. So say, for example, you went onto YouTube and typed in Snoop Dogg's new song, and then you said Xbox unsnap, but it was still playing in the background. The song was still playing, even though you have unsnapped YouTube.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
That'd be quite cool. Like, if you could then be like, Xbox snap YouTube, and then it comes back and they're still playing. Like, just like Party Chat continues whether it's there or not. That would be a good feature in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, like there's so many good things come to the Xbox One that we know of, like Cortana. We've mentioned in other podcasts that we've done, like Cortana coming to the Xbox One. I really like the snap feature, but maybe only have like the actual picture rather than the entire box going up to down. Have just that like box that just slides across rather than the entire snap here. So that'd be quite good.
Oh, that's cool. Like say you wanted that you snapped TV, instead of that whole thing covering your screen.
Yeah.
Maybe just the screen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And then if you wanted to like press play or pause or whatever, you could just press like double tap the white button, and then the pause play options are there or something.
We should be working at Microsoft.
Mate, this is what the podcast is for. Phil, if you're watching this, big fan of the Welsh Crisp, take notes, mate.
Exactly. Right, we're going to have to bring it to a close now. It's absolutely brilliant. But one more topic that I really want to discuss is, of course, The Walking Dead. Now, I'll be executed if I didn't mention The Walking Dead. So I got to do it. So The Walking Dead is finally coming to its season finale. It's a 90-minute season finale, airing Sunday or Saturday for in America. And I cannot wait for this. It's going to be very exciting. And I'll leave Bowen to talk about it.
Oh, mate, I still can't believe we're going to have a 90-minute episode. That is a film.
Like a movie, yeah.
That's 1.5 hours. That is a movie. That is your average movie time. That is a feature-length Walking Dead episode, and that is going to be so good. But is that all the topics now? Before I continue, have we covered all the topics that we wrote down?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. How long have we been talking?
I don't know.
Oh, that flew. It feels like... Anyway. No, with Walking Dead, it's safe to say it has been... I know we've been talking about gaming and stuff, but now we're going to have to talk about The Walking Dead because it is just unbelievable. And I suppose it does fall under the title as it is the latest. We are looking at the latest episode soon. But no, what an incredible series this has been, man. I reckon next week's podcast we should just title it The Walking Dead.
Yes.
I'm going to say it now, and I'm sure you'll agree. Microbox of X, we want you as a guest. We're going to talk The Walking Dead. What do you reckon, Chris? Yeah, that'd be wicked. But, oh, mate, honestly, I can't get over it. It's been such an amazing season. And before I say anything, I'm going to ask you one question. What would you like to see happen in the finale?
What I know that's going to happen, or what I would like to happen. Well, I probably.
Sorry, not what you think's going to happen. Not what you predict is going to happen. But like, what would you like to see happen?
Well, I just want them to settle down, nice family, like what happened at the prison when we were like, introduced to season 3, I think it was, where like the first glimpse of season 3 was a nice, happy like community, like building fresh plants, fresh fruit and veg, getting a massive community, buckets of water. You had towers, you had safety, you had a proper community. Everyone was cheering. There was barbecues on the fire. Children were playing hopscotch, and then suddenly the governor came in with a tank and blew up the place. Just those few 3 seconds, it was absolutely beautiful, and I know it's not going to happen because it's The Walking Dead, not Emmerdale or Coronation Street. So I just want something nice to happen. I know Alexandra is the best thing that's probably happened to The Walking Dead so far, but it's starting to fall apart now, and I just hope they find somewhere to settle down. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but your examples with Emmerdale and Coronation Street were terrible because they're probably more depressing than The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But no, I couldn't. I know what you're saying. I mean, but I just think they've gone so much further than that now. I mean, like what you were talking about like seasons 4 with all the crops and the hopscotch and community and all that. That they're so like Rick especially, his head is completely gone now. I think all they know is survival. I don't think any of them can just sit back and pretend in this world without zombies.
They could try, but they still can't. You could tell that they cannot settle down after all the traumatic stuff that's happened with everything from Herschel's necks being chopping off, from the mother dying, from nearly the baby as well, the newborn baby, and all the deaths that has been followed, the governor as well, and all of these things that have happened. I don't think you could ever go back to normal civilization. I think they're going to be constantly running, and I know that Rick Grimes has just been through so much that I think it might be time, maybe not this series, but maybe next series, that it might be time to execute Rick Grimes to go. I think he's been through too much now. He's gone.
Do you honestly think they would kill him?
Yes, but not in the matter we may think so, but I think that he's going to take a step back, and we may see his son come forward as the new Rick Grimes.
No. Well, that's interesting enough. Like I said in my last review, what I think I'd like to see happen in the future of Walking Dead, because they didn't do this in the comics. This is strictly my idea now. But after Sasha in the last episode sort of taking a hand against the zombies, you're rattling again, Chris. Stop it. People won't be able to hear what I'm saying. But tap, tap, tap.
Sorry, just do a drum kit.
All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I think that a direction they could go in is all-out war, like humans versus zombies. Like, because Sasha was saying in the last episode, I want to exterminate them all. I want to kill them all. And I was just thinking that'd be a really good idea if, like, all of Rick's group, all of Alexandria, if they found more communities, built like an army, and then they just hand to hand try to reclaim Earth. Like, I know that sounds maybe kind of stupid, but how cool would that be if, like they extended Alexandria, built on it, made it bigger.
Or don't move elsewhere, not have it solely built in the United States. We'd go to a different country. That'd be quite good.
Yeah, well, that'd probably be one of my first plans, to be honest. I'd want to try and get out of the country I'm in and see if it's hitting somewhere else. Because, like, it just seems like they're thinking a bit too small, aren't they? They're always looking for a place to hunker down within the same 10-mile radius, and it's like
it's the same trees, the same road.
Yeah, I know. It's like just venture a bit, like see if the zombies are only in like a certain part of America or only in America. See if you can get into Mexico.
Yeah, a desert. I don't think. Yeah, there'll be zombies. Desert.
But as for my what do you predict is going to happen in the finale?
Well, I predict Rick Grimes to. Well, in the trailer for the finale, it showed that Rick Grimes was stripped from his sheriff role, and I've forgotten the name. The woman with the machete, Michelle. That's it. Yeah, Michelle's going to be the sheriff now, and I think Rick Grimes just had enough, and I think they're going to literally chuck Rick Grimes out, or maybe not chuck him out, but have him on certain boundaries, like people watching him or something, and then something's going to happen, whether it be attackers knocking down the wall of Alexandria. Remember, I've never seen the comics, so maybe the zombies break in Alexandria and the walls fall down, and then, like you said, like Rick Grimes comes to the rescue, or something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee you this much. Like, I'm just guessing here, but a really, really well thought of character, whether that be Rick Grimes, Carl, Glenn, Maggie, Daryl, whoever, we're going to see a major death, I think. Either a major death or something really bad to happen.
Yeah, this is the finale.
No, exactly, and they need to do something big, because this season has been amazing. It's just gone up and up and up in terms of expectation, and we need to see something really bad happen. I mean, even to the extent of like Glenn dying or something like that, we need to see something really like, what the hell? Yeah,
which it always does. We always, every time we see a Walking Dead episode, we don't expect it. I don't know about you, but it takes me every time. I mean, I expect that person to die, like Eugene, I think it was, if that's right. And it's not the person I think it was. And spoilers ahead. But sorry about Noah.
No, that was a sad time. I really like Noah's character, but then that's just the nature of the show. You can't get too comfortable with anybody. I mean, even the likes of Glenn and Rick and Daryl, you think they're safe because they're main characters, but that's what will shock you. I guarantee you one of them are going to get killed or something.
Yeah, you can't trust any new characters. Not really.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. But
I think that priest will go.
I hope they string him up. What a pansy. I can't stand him. But I honestly think in the finale, either someone's going to die. I've said this already. Like within the group, like one of the major characters is going to die, or I think Carl is going to lose his eye. I've made so many predictions over the course of my reviews. I've done quite a few reviews now, but I honest to God think that Carl is going to lose his eye. I think someone's going to accidentally shoot him in the eye. That'd be amazing.
Maybe when he gets shot in the eye, he changes his personality, becomes like stronger, and like takes on a role of the group.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what happens in the comics. He gets shot in the eye, and then for how long? For weeks, months, even. He's just really quiet. Like he forgets a lot of his memories, and then they slowly come back. His memories slowly come back, and then when they have come back, he's literally just this like. He's just quiet. Like he's hard as hell. He's like hardened, but like stronger and a lot more tougher. But he doesn't really talk, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think Carl is going to become like a really tough character, but this needs to happen, and it wouldn't even be that hard. It wouldn't be that hard because they've done it with the governor. You just have to wear an eye patch or something. But no, I think we're expecting some pretty cool things, and then to top it off, another thing to look forward to. I'm possibly looking forward to it more than I am the actual Walking Dead TV show. But we also have the Halo 5 live-action trailer to look.
Hurry up, Walking Dead, and finish so I can watch this Halo trailer.
I know. So double whammy, man. I'm really, really quite pleased. Like a lot of good things are coming this Sunday.
I think we should end it there, but it's absolutely been brilliant. Even though we did have some technical difficulties through this podcast, still managed to do it. So it's been absolutely brilliant, and I'll leave Bowen to sign him off.
Guys, honestly, your support, your patience, your everything, the people out there, that you lot, whether it's one of you or 100 of you that are watching our podcast, it goes such a long way. And I know it's been 2 weeks of no podcast, and we do apologise. I apologise, and I do apologise profusely about my channel as well, even though I'm trying to pick it up again. But and also we apologise for the technical difficulties. We'd have been live a good hour before, but what can you do? You know, we tried our best. But honestly, your support is sublime, and this has been so much fun. Me and Chris could talk all day long. We have to bring it to a close, otherwise we'll talk all night. And you'll be sick of the sight of us. But yeah, episode 7, the latest 2, done, dusted. We'll see you next weekend for another podcast. Listen out for an announcement within the week. It's more than likely we're going to be talking The Walking Dead, but we will announce something in the week just to clear it all up and dot the I's. But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Welsh Crisp. This is BDrew1111, gamertag BDrew93, and this is
Chris62, your gaming gentleman.
And together with the Welsh Crisp, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Right, I also, just to say, what's on app, if you can watch us whilst playing your Battlefield Hardline on the Snapper side, and it's been absolutely brilliant. Like Bowen said, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back up, and I think we should be back up and normal. We should be having these podcasts every week or so. So we are so glad to be back. This is the Welsh and Crisp podcast, episode 7, the latest 2. Goodbye, and I hope you had a great evening, good night, and good morning.